Wholehearted leading is the perspective that we're a whole person. It's a holistic perspective that says it's time to bring the whole person to work. Not just your mind, not just a piece of who you are, not just your ego, not just your talents, your skills, but to bring the whole person to work. There's a Latin phrase, age quo agas. Do what you do with all of yourself. The wholehearted framework that I wrote about 14 years ago was because I couldn't find any books on leadership that looked at it from a holistic perspective, that looked at it and said, let's look at the whole person, not just what you do at work, but what you do at home as a leader. So the holistic perspective is based on 7 core drivers that form what I call the living heart of effective leadership. The first is core purpose. Do you know why you're here on this planet? What you want to leave behind? What's the legacy you're shooting for? Do you know the purpose of your business, the purpose of your organization? Are you focused on that? If you know your purpose, if you know why you're here, the fundamental social reason that your enterprise exists, and you bring that forward with everybody, it gets you higher levels of engagement, gets you higher levels of excitement and inspiration. But to be the kind of leader who gains that, you've got to be the kind of leader who also knows your own purpose. Why are you on this planet? Why are you here? I'll get up in front of a group of executives and I'll say, tell me your purpose in life in one short sentence. And most of them look like a deer in headlight. What? These are people that make millions of dollars a year and they've never stopped to think about who they are fundamentally, where they're going beyond being successful, and why they're on this planet. It's interesting. The greatest leaders I've studied, the greatest leaders I've had the privilege to work with, knew who they were, they knew why they were here, and they were in service to a purpose. And they could say it in a short sentence. What's yours? What's the purpose of your enterprise? And how do you bring that to life every day? That forms the core of the heart of leadership. Now, it's not enough to have a purpose, which is the soul, the beingness. The next step is a vision. Where are you going to go? Where are you going to take this purpose over time? How is it going to live and manifest as you move forward? And a vision is more directional. It's more time-oriented. So if your purpose is that I am here to create an experience for our customers where they feel more connected with their family. Live family entertainment, which is like Feld, Disney on Ice, Ringling Brothers Bar and Bailey Circus. If they know that purpose, then the question is, how do we bring that to life in the coming year? In the next 2 years, what are we going to be doing? What's the vision of how we create a more compelling family experience? Live entertainment, live connection. So people walk away with these legacies of memories that enrich their family life. What's your vision for your business? Can you state it in one short sentence? Is it directional? Is it something, if I were to go down and talk to the people down in the ranks of the organization, would they be able to tell me what the vision is, where they want to go? Well, if I know the purpose, the soul, the center of the hub of the wheel, and I know where we want to go, then what forms the wheel that transports us there are 4 big buckets. I call them the chambers of the living heart of leadership because they're like the chambers of the heart. They work synergistically. The first is competency. Do you have the right competencies? And competency is what to do and how to do it. And a lot of leadership training stops there. We know what to do, we know how to do it. That's it. Well, no. Because there's another big bucket called integrity. No one who was a former CEO or CFO is in jail today because they didn't know what to do or how to do it. They lacked integrity. Integrity is the dimension of trust. Can I trust you? Will you deliver what you promised you were going to deliver? Will you ship it on time? Will you stand behind it if you can't? Integrity is the dimension of trust. It's the brand identity we're willing to put out there in the world. So beyond knowing what to do and how to do it, competency, we've got to bring integrity. Well, that's only half of the picture. Now comes intimacy. Intimacy is how do we connect with people? How do we relate to people? Do we make it an inviting experience? The former CEO of a large client of mine, #1 in the world at what they do, said when he took over, you know, that person out front, that receptionist, isn't very friendly, doesn't seem very polished. And the VP of HR said, well, you know, boss, she's the lowest paid person in the company. She's not in a very important role. And he said, you don't understand. That's my VP of First Impressions. And so they went out and they recruited and hired somebody, paid that person twice as much, changed the image of the organization. The whole thing was a transformation that took it from a declining business into a growing business. Thinking like that. Intimacy. What's the first experience our customers have of us? It's usually the lowest paid person, the secretary on the phone, the receptionist. And yet that's the identity of your business. Your frontline supervisors, for the employees who report to them, they are the company. How are they treating people? What's it like? How approachable are they? How intimate are they? How connected? How self-aware? How other-aware? That's the dimension of diversity and appreciating differences. And then the last fourth of this is something called passion. And passion is the realm of can-do and will-do. It's the realm of engagement. It's not just my passion. It's do you invite and make room for the passion of others? So you say, everybody please raise your hand, and people are doing this. This is, I'm showing up, you can't fire me, which is where a lot of American workers fall. This is, I'm showing up and I want to do my best. And then there are people that jump up on a chair and are waving both hands, and these are the people that want to say, boss, let me tell you how you're screwing up and how you can do it better. Those are the people you want. And you get that by not only showing your passion, but inviting their passion, inviting in their ideas, and making them feel that they matter. So intimacy, tied to integrity, tied to your competency, helps feed that sense of passion. So we know our purpose, the hub of the wheel, why we're here. We know where we're going in the next year or two or three. We know the know-how, the what to do and how to do it, the competencies. We're doing it with integrity. We're doing it with intimacy and connection. We're doing it with passion. But because we don't always find ourselves on track with our purpose, sometimes we're not being faithful to our vision, sometimes we don't have all the competencies required, sometimes we're not doing it with full integrity, sometimes we've not been that intimate or connected, or we've misread a situation or person, not been aware of our own tendencies. Sometimes we don't have all the passion, or we've shut down the passion of others. That's where courage comes in. Courage is the ability to notice where we've been off track with our purpose, where we haven't been faithful to our vision, where we've lacked competency, where I've lacked integrity, where I've not been intimate, where I've really shut down passion in other people. And it takes 7 distinct acts of courage. The courage to dream and put it out there, the courage to see the current reality, the courage to confront, the courage to be confronted, the courage to learn and grow, step into ambiguity, give up the addiction to being right, the courage to be vulnerable and open to the talents, abilities of others, and finally the courage to take action. Those 7 acts inform the other 6 dimensions. But if you take those 7, purpose, vision, competency, integrity, intimacy, and passion with courage, you now have 7 factors that drive a holistic perspective to leadership. And you can analyze your business, your team, your life, your own personal leadership. And when you bring those to life, you bring a holistic perspective that I call a wholehearted leadership.